Hey guys, it's Lisa. Happy Mother's Day. Today's Mother's Day. I was just telling friends of mine, I said, remember when your kids are small and your husband gives you free time for Mother's Day? I remember that. It's because you were with them all the time. Today, I will be with my children. John just gave me a card, and I want to talk to you guys. I have, goodness, half of the things that I got when I just went to New York. And I thought we would split this video up in half. I was actually expecting everything that I got from Bergdorf yesterday, and I didn't know they sent it a day earlier, and I missed it on Friday. So imagine how I felt after I waited here all day yesterday and then decided to track it. I'm not a big tracker. I kind of just wait, and I saw that I missed it on Friday, which I knew I had missed something, but I didn't know what it was. With that said, I still have everything that I purchased from Valentino. I did some damage in Valentino and in Chloe. You know, if you've watched any of my videos, you know I love the whole boho chic luxe boho. I saw that the other day and I was like, that's probably it, the luxe boho, because I'm not music festival boho, and I don't even go as far as like Rachel Zoe. I just like a touch of it. And when I was in Chloe, the guy said, did you see that Claudia Schiffer is the new face of the new campaign of Chloe? I was like, no, I love Claudia Schiffer. She's one of my favorite guest models. So how cool is that? She's like our age. I'm 54. I think she's right around 53 or 54. And she looks amazing, amazing. So that is going to continue to be the theme for a little bit. That mixed with 90s fashion is probably my favorite too. Okay, so we're going to start off with the sponsor of the beginning of this video, and that is Ideal Diamonds. And I thought that we would do something different today. I know I got a text from them that they're having a Mother's Day sale. Let's see. Ideal Happy Mother's Day. Whether you're celebrating a mom, being one, or honoring one, it's the perfect time to treat yourself on Mother's Day, but not for long. If you've been waiting, this is your moment. 20% off everything. I will have a code for you below too, just in case that one goes out. But what I thought I would do today, you guys probably see me wearing my Ideal Diamonds all the time. I always have on one of my necklaces. Now, Ideal Diamonds is a woman-owned and based company. It's lab-created diamonds that are ethically sourced. I believe they go through like 8 different artisans before they're finished. They are based in Antwerp. And what's funny is I was watching that new series with Pierce Brosnan. I believe it's called Mobland. I tell you, I love shows like that. I hate violence, but I love shows like that. I don't know what it is about me. I love like even Westerns and mob movies and stuff like that. So I just have to close my eyes. Sometimes I'll tell John to mute it or to fast forward. And I even had to tell him, please do not speak what they're doing. Sometimes I would close my eyes and he would say, oh my God, they just so-and-so, so-and-so. I think that was through Game of Thrones. So I do love those kind of movies. And I noticed the other night, one of the girls, I think her name's Serafina, she was going to buy the best diamonds in the world. And they went to Antwerp. And I was like, wait a minute, that's where Ideal Diamonds are made. So I thought what I would do today, and what I always do, is I will wear one of my necklaces. They're set in solid gold. And I just wear other things with it. And I thought I would change out this one. The one I probably wear the most, and you can see here that they are kind of adjustable. I always wear them at the longest length. Okay, so here is the one that I had on. Can you see it? Is it not focusing? Here we go. So it's kind of like the teardrop. And because I've been wearing it in the shower, putting on lotion, what I like to do is every once in a while, take them off and give them a good cleaning, just like you would your other precious jewelry. Don't use anything too harsh. But because it is a real diamond and lab created diamond, I think the only person that can tell is a jeweler. But anyway, I can wear that all the time. So here are my Ideal Diamonds. They sent this to me one time, and I keep everything in here because I do not want anything to get messed up. Let's put this one on. This one is gorgeous. Now, their whole concept is being able to mix and match everything. So even this charm, which looks almost like a princess cut. No, I would say it's more like emerald with the diamonds around it. forgive me, I do not know the names of all of them. You can do it horizontal that way, but there are the little places where you could do it vertical. I just chose horizontal, and these are the times that I love having my real nails. With those gel nails, I could not do a daggone thing. Always had to take it into John, and he would have to get out a light and everything else. So, okay. Another thing is, notice this, how easily it slides on the chain. It's little things like that that just make or break jewelry to me. It needs to be, for one thing, I don't like taking stuff on and off, if you've noticed. So I need a necklace that I can take a shower in, I can wear it to the pool, and it's going to go with everything. So there's that. Okay, these, I cannot lie, these are my favorite earrings, and they are the ones I got last from the Tamara Kalinick collection. So you start off with, I believe there are 3 different sizes of the studs. And I believe this is let me look at some of the other ones I've got here. Okay, yeah, this is the medium that I'm showing you. And then this is the larger one. So you can see right there. And I've told you guys how I have these things like that I've been thinking even since I was a child. And I remember my second cousin, my dad's cousin, always had, even at the beach, big diamond studs. And I always thought to myself, I want to be that woman that just wears diamonds all the time. And that's how these make me feel. So I'm going to put these, I just wore these too to New York the whole time. What I have noticed too, these ear bikes will kind of lock in. Don't keep trying to push them. You'll hear them make that initial snap like that. And that is all you need. Okay, so let's see what other, I've got this jacket that you can put on it. My favorites are the Tamara Kalinick. They just are, even if they weren't hers. Then there's this one that you can pick according to the width of your earlobe. You can put with one of the studs. I don't want to be struggling here on camera. So I'm trying to pick out I'm going to pick out my easy ones. Okay, I'm going to pick out this one that is part of the Tamara collection. Now, I believe you can do them, like in the front or in the back. For ease, I do mine in the back. And I'll be honest with you guys, I don't always wear earrings back here. So, do you hear that little, it goes right on. So let me show you just how pretty that is. To me, that kind of goes with the luxe boho because it's like a glamorous, I love the word gypsy. I just do. So here is another one with this jacket on it. We're just kind of playing with you guys here today. I told John, I said, I'm in such a good mood today. Aren't you glad? Because we're here together all the time. He knows. Okay, so there we go with that. I just love them. And you know what I noticed too? Even when I travel with my Apple headset, they don't bother my ears. And this is something that you can kind of build onto too. And it's a great gift to give yourself. And the sparkle is amazing. I always feel like special when I'm wearing these things. So thank you to Ideal for sponsoring that part of the video. And then let's go. I'm going to do like I typically do. And let's go from the beginning. This trip to New York started because I've gone to 2 other ones. I went to one last fall during Fashion Week in New York. That is the time that I blistered my toes up with the Gucci flats, and then my phone got messed up and it was just not the best experience. Then I went to the one at Google headquarters. This is a YouTube shopping event, and that was magnificent. I went shopping the day before on Rodeo Drive, and then we were at the event all day, and just being there was just fabulous. And then we had one this past Wednesday. So as soon as we found out the date and that we were invited, we all made plans to go. And so I coordinated my plans with Kelly and Christina from Mommy's Makeup and Moscato. And Kelly and I both love to shop. Christina's pretty good too. She hangs right in there. And so we planned to shop when we got in there Monday. I got in very early. They got in later. I think Kelly bought one thing that day, but I'll go through all of this. Then we did something Tuesday night, and then the event was on Wednesday. So let's just go through my crazy timeline here. So I got up, my flight was leaving at 7 o'clock. So we boarded at 6:30. My favorite kind of flight. I got to fly Delta this time. I like Delta better than American, but what I do is just pick whichever one has the earliest straight flight and a good coming back flight. And it was Delta. So for oh my gosh, okay, this is a big thing too. I bought all those Reformation dresses and a lot of stuff that I'm going to show you today from Zara that took like 2 to 3 weeks to get here, even though I paid for the $25 fast shipping. I had this vision of just cruising around the sidewalks with my sandals on and my Reformation dresses with the bottom 2 buttons unbuttoned, with a tote, hair a little messy, big sunglasses, and just having the best time in the beautiful sun and spring in New York. And what happened? I was in denial for a long time, and then I had to face it the night before when I was packing. Highs in the low 60s and raining. So I had to totally redo what I was going to take, and it threw me for a loop because I have closed off the cashmere sweater, jeans, boots little part of my brain, and I was already into sandals, dresses, basket bags, and all the other stuff. So I ended up wearing some of my favorite jeans. I don't know if I've officially introduced you to these jeans, but I've worn them a few times. They're from Helmut Lang. I bought them when I bought the funky ones with the pockets, and I'm wearing my Never Let Me Down, worth every penny YSL boots, a J. Crew cashmere sweater, and my favorite moto jacket of all times, my Ralph Lauren. That is my favorite moto jacket. And I need to get new luggage. This luggage is so beat up, but it takes a beating. What is it? Takes a licking and keeps on ticking. So here I am in the airport. I took my big YSL tote, which I love, and I just took my Chanel 25, which is worth every penny. I'm so glad Maria at Bergdorf kind of had to talk me into that bag. That was the bag I was least excited about when I did that shopping trip at that Chanel event. And she was like, Lisa, you have got to get this bag. I'm telling you, it's the latest. You're going to love it. It gets softer, all this stuff. And I was like, okay, now I love it. I hardly want to change out of it. It's just such a good bag. So, and I took my new J. Crew cashmere wrap because mine that I sleep with is just jacked up at this point. My tiger ring, which will be back available soon as we get the tariffs straightened out. These are my Apple. Well, I'll put it up here. Apple. I love those things. I love those things. And I had some good ones before that. They were like the Carmen Harden or whatever. My Diet Coke. Oh my God. Okay, I do have something funny to tell you. I'll put the footage in here. I happen to love turbulence. Like that little bit of turbulence that you get, and it's just like, you can just rock you to sleep. Well, it was foggy and rainy, and I already knew that Kelly and Christina, they were told to get to the airport 3 hours early. I already knew there was like a little something going on with the air traffic and everything. So the pilot comes on and tells us that we're about to hit some turbulence, that they have to keep the seatbelt sign on. And I see the flight attendant come sit down. Did she sit down with him at that time? No, I think this was the next flight I'm thinking of, where the flight attendant came and sat in the front seat. I'm not sure, but I had never seen that before. Anyway, we hit turbulence, and it was a lot. It was a lot. I have to admit, I wasn't as scared because I have been on a little tiny plane from here to Atlantic City before where they had to put it down, and the flight attendant was freaked out, was screaming she was not going back up. I mean, I've had the girl beside me threw up. I mean, like, I've had that experience before. Lightning bolts were like right by the window. So it wasn't as bad as that. But the guy in front of me, he was so scared. He was gripping the seat, looking out. The guy beside me was unfazed. His wife slept the whole time. And when we got off the plane, okay, first of all, we couldn't land. She had to circle around. And I was like, great, they're going to have to set us down somewhere else. I'm going to have to drive. And she got us landed. And the girl, I said, did you sleep through that whole thing? And she said, yes. And she was laughing. And she said her sister was on the American Airlines flight to New York, and they couldn't take off. They had like delayed theirs until the weather got better. So I was happy we were there. So the first thing I did, of course, was go to the hotel, and we were staying at a different hotel because the hotel that I love so much is pricey, and it gets even pricier as the season, the good season comes on. And I knew that I had another hotel that I had stayed in, the public hotel, when I went there with Captivate and Zara. And I knew that was a pretty good hotel, a good, location. And Kelly and Christina could each have their own room less than the price of one room at the Crosby. Now, I did miss the Crosby, and you'll see I still went there. But the public hotel is good. It's very, very hipster, very hipster. It's very clean, very pretty. No one's helping you with your luggage. There is no room service. There wasn't a restaurant. The restaurant there didn't open until Thursdays to Sundays. So there's no one at the front desk. You check yourself in. So it wasn't like, I'm thinking, okay, my love language must be acts of service because I missed that. But with that said, everything was good. So here I am in a taxi on the way. It's 62 degrees and cloudy. And here is the entrance of the public hotel. Last time I was there, the guy dropped me off at the residence, and I drug my luggage all the way inside. And they were like, no, this is where people live. You have to go down the street. So here we are. So what I did, I couldn't check in yet. Check-in wasn't until 3. And so they let me take my luggage upstairs to a locker. And actually someone took it, tagged it, and put it in a room. And I went down to my favorite hotel, which is the Crosby, and I got my breakfast. And here I am sitting there, shiny face and all, and just loving life. Okay, now let's see what time. It's 10:33, 62 degrees with drizzle. And here's my yummy, they have the best breakfast. My yummy 4 scrambled eggs with cheddar cheese and an order of bacon and a Diet Coke. And I like my water, tap water. And then I go out and I'm thinking to myself, this is going to be a little twist to my typical, a couple of little plot twists here in my little New York trip. I have been going through a lot of soul seeking and transitions, and my word of the year is pivot, I think since Christmas. And already I'm very emotional and I'm very in tune with all of my thoughts. It's crazy up here, I'm telling you. And I was not in the mood. I was not in the mood to be there. I wanted to see Kelly and Christina, but I was not in the mood to be there. It was the first time that I had gone that I was like, I'm happy here. I didn't even want to go. But John was like, you're going to have fun. Just go. So I went, and that day I did not feel like shopping, not one bit. So I knew I wanted to go see Jerry at Louis Vuitton. Here we are, and it's so hilarious because I asked a girl that I had worked with there before when Jerry was so busy if she would take our picture, and she said, right there? And I was like, yeah, I've never been one to really need a great background. I just basically just wanted a picture with him. And this mannequin looks like she is like dominating us right here. But so that's Jerry, and I met him when I was there for Zara. His memory and thoughtfulness are so impressive. Like, he can remember everything we've ever talked about. The first time we met, he has just been so good to me in such a different level. He never pressures me to buy anything. He treats me like a friend. And I really have appreciated it. So he showed me, we tried all the different perfumes, the new ones. Here I am by the perfume counter. And I had gotten a blowout the day before, so my hair was straight. Here's some of their beautiful bags and a necklace. And then he showed me they have come out with like jewelry and stuff to compete with Tiffany's. So he was showing me some of that stuff. And I'm telling you, wow, you have to be like so beyond wealthy. I'm talking, what was that series? Succession? That's how wealthy you have to be. It was just crazy. Okay, then I go down to Zara because I'm thinking, okay, I know I want to see Jerry. I knew I didn't want to buy anything, and I wanted to go to Zara because I don't have a Zara where I live. And Zara, I could really just wear Zara probably for the rest of my life. So I went into Zara, and I just took pictures of some things that kind of go with my vibe lately. Do I regret it? Yes, I do. But that just goes to show you how strong my moods are. Like that day, I did not want to buy anything. It's hard to even describe. So I thought, okay, I'm not buying this stuff, but I'll take pictures to show you guys. Then you'll see on the last day, I was like, I wish I had that stuff. So I might still try to order it. This jacket is amazing. It would look so good on those of you that just want to throw something over, like a white tank top and jeans. Okay, this is so cool. It's a little much for me with like this type of collar. Even this collar that's like this, I don't feel like I'm cute enough to do this. I feel like I'm so chiseled looking that sometimes I feel like I need to take a little bit of that away. So I just tucked this one in like that. But I love this, and it felt so good. It felt so hardy and cottony. This blazer, notice how it's structured. Oh, that's a good blazer. This outfit, very similar to the look of my Lily Silk, not the same quality. You guys, you get what you pay for. Very few times now that I've experienced Amazon, Walmart, Zara, H&M, Lily Silk is up here. It really is. Higher than it used to be. They've really, really improved. But it's the same look. And a lot of times things are one-hit wonders anyway. This top, wish I would have gotten it. Reminds me of my H&M butter top. Okay, this was going to be my look. My leather jacket over those dresses. That is another boho. That's more boho moto luxe. But this dress and that leather jacket, I've learned I don't like leather jackets with a belt. I think I sold one of mine already. Okay, this sweater is just so sweet and pretty. I thought, how cool would that look with just like some white jeans? Okay, and here we are. Now I'm in the lobby of the hotel. So you see how it's kind of boutique-y. It's trendy. Let's just say for most of the time, I was probably the oldest one there. But that's okay. I'm hip. I'm cool. Okay, this lady, she might have been around my age. I took a picture of her because she was very chic. She has on the Chanel loafers, some cool luggage, her crossbody. She was a vibe. And then here I am with my Diet Coke waiting in it's like a little cafe area for Kelly and Christina. Here is the outside garden. Now, last time I was there, there wasn't a carousel. And when I saw that, I thought, that's different. Well, I'll mention that in a little bit. So here's my room. Last time I was there, I had the deluxe, which was bigger than this. This one is the typical room. We didn't get into our room. Okay, it's 1:58, so it's not that late. They got there. We all checked in at the same time. And so here it is. Honestly, it was better than it looks because all of those cabinets open up for storage, and it was so, so clean and efficient. I could have used a little bit more counter space for my caboodle, but that's okay because that countertop opened. And see how the bed is like framed and it's like a little inset. Beautiful view, nice, comfortable bed on the 16th floor. So this is what I change into. I've got on a Gucci belt that John got me for Christmas, same outfit, and I put on my Louboutin flip-flops to go out that afternoon because I didn't want to push it with boots, especially, and I didn't want to ruin my YSL boots in the rain. We did go to Chanel in Soho, and my friend that I met last time I was there, Janelle, was there, and I was so glad she was there. Part of this whole experience, shopping period to me, and especially like shopping in New York, is I make these relationships with people and it doesn't matter how long it's been, they're still there. And I love that. So Janelle was there. She remembered me and she helped us and talked to us for a long time. And Kelly ended up getting a really fabulous, fabulous Chanel ring. It's a really big statement ring with pearls on it. So I felt good about that. And then we went to this restaurant, let's see, La Corolla. She told us about some good restaurants. So we had to go down the street, take a left, and go down like 2 blocks. And we went in here, and you'll see, got a pizza with sausage and pepperoni and ate the whole pizza, just the top. So you just scrape each piece. Like I usually do it like 2 pieces at a time. I ate that, and then you see the other girls, they had seafood. Then we went to Bergdorf. We weren't planning on going to Bergdorf until Tuesday. The beautiful thing about a store like that is when it's raining, you just get out of the Uber and go in, and then you've got, 6 or 8 floors to shop, go to 2 different restaurants, makeup, everything else. You don't have to get out in the rain. So we went there, and my friend Maria was there, and this is the bag. I told myself the whole time, I'm getting that Dior bag that I saw. I saw it right before I kicked off my carnivore course, before I even did the live. And I told myself, if I do this, I am going to buy myself that bag. That is going to be my congratulations, you did it, carnivore course bag. And I wanted to try it on. This bag is magnificent. I love the way it looks, kind of vintage. There's a bigger version and a smaller version, and it kind of looks like a vintage Christian Dior Luxe Moto bag. And I do still love it, but plot twist, I didn't get it. And I'll tell you why when the time comes. So I looked at it that night, and Kelly and Christina looked at it with me, and Kelly ended up getting a really cool beige Chanel bag. It's very similar to the 25 bag, but it's the one that has like the cargo pockets on it, like on the sides and the front. Really, really pretty. And so here we are back at the hotel. What time is this? 8:28. Okay, so I think what we did is we came back, sat down for a little bit, and then, went up to bed. And here it is at night. Oh, I love the skyline at night. Just beautiful. And I had been up since, I think, 3:30. So here's the next morning when I woke up, and I was like looking around. I was like, whoo, this is a small room. But I really had plenty of room. I even thought about it. I was like, I could live here if I had to. Because I love watching those shows where you see how people live. Because it had this little table and seating area. Okay, then I discovered these two cabinets. I sent that picture to them. Okay, and then the next day, this is what I wore. I wore my Chloe t-shirt that I bought. You guys probably saw it in a Friday haul or so. It's just a plain old Chloe beigey t-shirt. My moto jacket, some of my favorite trousers. I got them in the pink and the blue. Well, one of them is a flat front, but these are the ones, I think these are like the pink ones. These have the pleats in the front, and they're like a cream color. And my Louboutin flip-flops. Hair getting frizzier by the minute. I did not bring a single thing to do my hair because I knew it was going to be this way, and I decided I was going to just suck it up. So you'll see, that's what I had to do. So we set out that day. I met them downstairs, and all of us went to the Crosby Hotel and had breakfast. And so here we are sitting in the restaurant. I usually sit down by that door. And then here we are. We took a picture, all of us. Such a good time. There's my eggs and bacon. I got American cheese. Crazy like that. I'll switch up my cheeses. Okay, then we went to Saks. I think we went to Sephora, and that's where I showed you I got those few things. Then we went to J. Crew, and I showed you the stuff I got at J. Crew. I think I've shown you everything right after that breakfast because J. Crew is right down from the Crosby. Then Sephora. Then it was raining so hard. I knew what it was. It was raining so hard, and Christina was looking for a body lotion in Sephora, and they said Saks had it. And we were like, yeah. I had never been to the Saks downtown, the great big nice one. And we knew that would be another store that we could go in, walk all around, and not have to just keep getting poured down on. Like not just drizzle, rain. So here we are in the Chanel, and Kelly's she was looking at bracelets and necklaces. And then here are some of the beautiful things. And then I asked them, did they have a restaurant there? Because that night we were going to, you're going to be proud of me. You're going to be proud of me. We went to Wicked, to the show. We had already scheduled it. Kelly should be a travel agent. She is phenomenal at doing things like that. So we ate there at Saks, and they had a bacon cheeseburger. And I was like, okay, great. So I asked him for that. I said, no bun, no lettuce, no tomato. They did bring the fries. I gave them to the girls, but I don't even think they ate them. And just look how pitiful when you're on carnivore, your food will look when it comes out. That burger, no lie, you can tell how small it is compared to the ketchup and aioli. The burger literally was probably that big. It was thick. I asked for a fried egg and they couldn't do it. And I did pretty much get filled up. Matter of fact, I think I had some butter with it because the girls had bread and butter. Then we go out to get our Uber, and there must have been someone special in Saks because there was all these limos and drivers outside. And let's see, that's the St. Patrick's Cathedral Church. Gorgeous. Everything's just so beautiful there. There's the Louis Vuitton. We didn't go in there. So that night, here's 5:20. I wore my red dress that I got from Bloomingdale's. It's just kind of like a tight sheath dress. I wore the black one to show you. And then I wore that J. Crew raincoat trench coat over it. It was perfect, perfect, a lot more comfortable than I had imagined. It wasn't as crinkly and raincoaty as I thought it would be. And then I have my little sparkly gold Gucci bag I bought with John last year in Atlanta and some Zara clear heels. And here we are headed up to the show. And here we are. Kelly's worn green because evidently the colors are, green and would they be green and pink? And so, how did I like the show? Wow, it was amazing. It is amazing to me that they can sing that well and dance and remember like every facial expression, the whole choreography. She had us the best seats in the middle, right in front. It was beautiful. Now, for me, because I am not, you know this about me, I'm not very patient and I don't like to stay put very long. It was a little long. Like when everyone was getting up for intermission, I was thinking, if I was here by myself, this would be my bolt time. But we made it. Kelly found in this, like the different, matter of fact, here they are, like Act 2, and that helped me just know, okay. It reminded me of some of the movies John and I used to have to sit in when we would take the kids to the movies. We went every weekend. I remember one of the worst ones was Yogi Bear. We still talk about it. So, but here's them at the end, and I have to say, wow, what talent. I mean, do they make a lot of money? Because they deserve it. I know that they sometimes get like discovered and go on to be in like big movies too, but just phenomenal. Okay, so here we are back at the hotel. It's 11:07. I'm going to bed. That night, I slept like a rock because the first night, even though I've been up since 3, I usually don't sleep very well. And you know what? Sleep and Glow has a new pillow, and they were supposed to ship it there for me. So I didn't take mine, and I did not get it. They said they shipped it, but there wasn't a door guy. There was no one in charge of the front. You checked yourself in, you put your keys in a mailbox thing when you left. So I don't doubt that they sent it for me. So I'm hoping they send it here, but I got along okay. Their pillows weren't that bad. Okay. And this is the third day, Wednesday. This is the biggest plot twist. Have I already burnt you guys up so much? Okay. The YouTube conference thing, I did not feel like going. And I've already been to so many, and I just felt like I did not want to go there. It is a thing that starts at 8:30 and it ends after 7. And I would have been in that building all day. I wasn't in the best New York frame of mind. You know what I mean? We had gotten rained on for 2 days. I didn't feel like shopping. I just felt weird. And I just didn't feel like going. So I didn't. And it was no big deal. Like, there was nothing there for me that I needed to pick up or anything. And I would have gotten some PR, but I don't need any PR. And I just thought, I'm going to spend today by myself and just go eat my breakfast. And I'll meet up with the girls when they get out. And that'll be good. And I had talked about it with my parents before I even left, because when I make a decision like that, I do try to check with other people just to make sure I'm not making a rash decision or anything. But I just knew that I had kind of been there, done that. And if it was like just a good social time where I could network with people and see people and talk to them, that would be one thing. But I knew from the past too, it was a lot of sitting there and listening to presentations. And they weren't going to be much different than the ones I'd already heard. So I just decided to not go. And I don't regret it a bit. I really don't. I feel like sometimes you have to go with how you feel at the time. So I put on my cozy, comfortable, thank goodness I brought it, airy long dress, the one that looks like Skims, and a really nice, thick satin overshirt. It's Nanushka. I bought this one and a fleshy pink colored one from Oliver, no lie, probably 5 years ago, and have never worn it. And I loved it this day. And I wore my tikis because I had been wearing my Louboutins, and the tikis have a little bit more padding just to switch it up some. And this day was glorious. It was 70, just warm, sunny, gorgeous. When I stepped outside, it was like someone sprinkled magic powder on me. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm starting to feel so much better. Wow, I'm starting to feel like myself. So I got an Uber and I went down to the Crosby to eat breakfast. Here I am in the Uber. and sat there at my table. Look at this little chihuahua. Oh, I want another one so bad. Ate my breakfast. And then something happened right while I was sitting there. I was thinking to myself, I might not buy anything. I might not even buy that bag. And then I thought to myself, why? Who am I trying to impress? Who really is going to care if I buy anything or not? Why am I trying to keep myself small? Like, I don't know. I had gotten in this frame of mind. Like, I don't know. It was almost like I was shrinking in the past few weeks. And I'm never, like, you'll notice I'm never going to be one that says, I'm selling all my bags, because I'm not. I'm not selling all my bags. I'm keeping my bags for if Brooke wants them or if my mom wants them. But there are a lot of things I've been selling. But that's just because I want to wear what I really want to wear. And I just have too much stuff. And I sell it to you guys for half off. And it makes me feel good. It gives Brooke a job. And it's a win-win-win all the way around. Something came over me and I thought, I am going to have the best day ever. I am going to blow it out. I am just going to have a fantasy day. I think a lot of it has to do with the sun and the rain. I really do. I think I am just that person. So here I am walking in Soho, and I remember, oh, I'm so glad I took this video because I remember how I felt. It was just a little bit breezy. You can see my ideal diamond earrings. I just loved it. My hair was frizzy, but I didn't care. I was just feeling so good. The first stop was Aritzia. And at that moment, I had already kind of decided I was going to blow it out. So that's what I did. So here I am in that hat that I've already shown you in my Friday video. And then let me stand up and show you some of the other stuff I got. First thing I wanted to show you, I don't know if you've seen where this whole look has come back. The little, what do they call them? Not pedal pushers, but this is from the Aritzia Contour. What are they called? Not clam diggers. But anyway, when you put them on, they go just past your knee. And the mannequin, the girl had on these. And then this blazer, which is an oversized blazer, big time. I mean, I got the extra small, and it is still oversized. But the reason I like it is because it's kind of like a summer weight. It would even look good with this. I really like it. I don't know what fabric this is made of, but it's really nice. And if you are in need of a really cool blazer, this is a good one. I mean, I had the sweetest girl helping me. Her name was Sally. She was young. So this is oversized Babaton from Aritzia. And let's see, dry clean only. Everyday luxury. Sounds like us. Okay, 95% wool, 5% elastane. Okay, so it's that summer weight wool. And I know what you're thinking because I used to be that way too. You automatically think wool, hot, winter. It's not that way. It's a natural fabric. So if it's the right weave, it will be good for the summer. I got this dress right up my alley. Just the little, not really a cap sleeve, but a little puff sleeve black dress, ties. And you could tie it in the back or tie it around the waist or put one of your belts with it. Another black dress. This is from their contour line. This is, like, to me, this is what I would have preferred to wear to like the show, but it was raining and it was cold. It wasn't this kind of moment, but this goes off the shoulder. So this is like a Bardo. And that's another one of my favorite looks is like the old Hollywood. I would say this kind of goes in with the 90s too, but just really cool. See how it's gathered right there and contour line. And I got the small and it's $98. I think that would be a valuable dress. Okay, the famous twirl skirt. They are known for this skirt. And keep in mind, when I was in here, I was still in the boho chic, but it was more in the sheer flowy instead of the cottony. And so I thought this with just a white tank top, a really cool graphic tee, a little J. Crew cashmere sweater, anything, depending on your climate. Your people really love to go off on me when I say long sleeves or something, but I'm telling you, if it's 100 degrees outside, you're going to be freezing inside most of the places that you go here. If you're going to a restaurant, to a movie, things like that. So you just have to choose what you want to dress like. But you could easily put this with a tank top. But there is just something about this skirt. and it comes in all different colors. It even comes in a polka dot, and I've always wanted one, but I just never did it. And so I got one this time. Okay, these, remember I was telling you I love a good pant, like a good statement pant. These came in several colors, but I got these two. So they're the agency pant, high rise, straight. I always get a 6. I could wear a 4, but I like these to kind of hang. And I got the gray with the blue and white. Imagine this with just a white ribbed tank top and some good flip-flops. To me, that's just like the perfect look. This, same thing, black tank top, my black Louboutin flip-flops with the red bottom that will go with that. Beautiful. Okay, this is very similar to the Nanushka overshirt that I was wearing, the black one, and I love that. That's very New York. You will see that a lot. People having on a tank top, a cami, and just having on an overshirt. And I just happen to like the silkier ones better than like a cotton. It's just more my style. And I'm all about the way things feel. I'm all about how they flow, how they look when I walk, how they feel on my skin, like flowy things. That's just important to me. And that's how this is. And so I grabbed this. I mean, look at even like the sleeves. So pretty. So this is one of those tops that you can just wear over anything. It's Wilfred, and I got this small. Then, if you've been with me, you know, every year I recreate, and I always say it wrong. I always say by the sea, but it was actually in Mr. and Mrs. Smith when Angelina Jolie, they were dancing, and she had on a skirt that looked like this with a top that looked like this. And that, like this and this with some sandals with your hair up and some hoops, or your diamond earrings, or some long shell earrings, whatever. I mean, make the look your own. But what I liked about this is you can see it's kind of like a twill. It just looks nice. It looks like it's going to stay looking nice. And like everything in my home has a little blob of cat hair on it. Okay, then I got this long black skirt, very 90s, very Gwyneth Paltrow to wear with. This is one of those things like when you're, and this is my style of packing, is kind of like capsule wardrobe packing style. This would be something good to throw in there. Okay, this is from Zara. We're going in a little bit into some stuff that I had ordered. I wore these yesterday, so I do have some footage that I'll put in here, but they're just flowy, flowy, flowy pants. And then this, I bought this to take with me, you guys. Is this not beautiful? Get it. I could not believe, as long as this stuff took to get here, I could not believe this was still available. It is just beautiful. It is a statement piece. Everywhere I went yesterday, including the McDonald's drive-thru, they complimented me. Just gorgeous. I love all of my little jackets I've gotten from Zara that look like this. Beautiful. I got a yellow one too that I'll show you probably on Friday. Okay, this, another boho chic moment. Red. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. You know what? This is adjustable. It has buttonholes, but I might take this off the rack like this. Here, let me show it to you really good first. But look how it's woven. It's woven, but it's a tight weave. So you can still wear, you know, something under it. It's not too beach cover-up looking. See what I mean? And I did size up. No, I didn't. I got it small. Okay, yep. I think I did want to size up, and she told me not to because she said part of the appeal of this dress is it being fitted. It does have the little slit there. I'm going to do it like this because I don't want my straps getting too stretched. Okay, this is Wilfred. Now, what I'll do, because I know you're thinking those comfy bras are not going to look good under this. What I do when I'm wearing stuff like this is I wear these Aritzia bras that are the most minimal bras you could ever wear. But they do, I mean, it just depends. You know what you can wear. So I will wear my black one like this with stuff like that. I won't try to wear a bra with big, thick straps or anything. And then it has the back like this. This is definitely for my boho chic luxe look. And so is this. I actually need a red bra. If you guys have any suggestions, I'll look and see if they have one of these. And another thing that I wear, I haven't done it as much lately just because it got to the point where I couldn't find any normal ones. They were all too crisscrossy, crazy, but just a little bralette, a cheap one from like Walmart or Kohl's or something like that, to wear under things like this, where if it does show, it's no big deal. But isn't that beautiful? That is like Cajun shrimp, isn't it? That's what my nails are. Love it. Oh, see, even like this and the black skirt and black flip-flops. Love it. Then I got the white one and this under this in the summer with a pair of jeans or white jeans. So good. And then this little top. They actually had this in several colors, like where the rose would be different, but I thought this was just so pretty and I thought it would look good under even like my moto jacket or something, under a nice long cardigan, given that two different textures and vibes right there. Always think of it kind of like we do our home decor, where you want to layer and you want to kind of mix it up. Okay, so after I left Aritzia, she offered to keep the stuff there so that I could go shop and come back. So my first stop, which was a dastardly stop, was at Valentino. And this is why. Because when I was trying on all of those Reformation dresses, I realized how much I really valued the Valentino flip-flops, the Valentino flats. And so I wanted to see if they had the other style, jelly flat, in there. And I just, I went in there just to see what they had. And I did a lot of damage there. So let's start with the first ones I was talking about. I wanted the black, but they didn't have the black. But stay tuned for that. There's a part 2 to that one. These are just like the flip-flops, but they are the sandal. Now, I have the ones that have the double thing, and they are so comfortable, and I love them, but I thought I might really like these because they only have the single, and they're very comfortable. They're very comfortable, and I'm always looking for something that looks fabulous, fancy, luxurious, but is still comfortable. So I got these. Now, if you get these or the bow flip-flops, which are one of my favorite things ever, you have to size up a whole size. So I got the 39 and I am a size 8. Then while I was I was just sitting there on the little bench while he was gone to get my shoes, I looked and I saw another pair of suede shoes that I tried on. And I liked them okay, but they didn't shake me up. But then I looked over and I saw these. You guys, I have been just swooning over the Chloe, like big shoes like this that have the like sketching. What is it? It's kind of like carving in it, kind of like you carve in a tree or something. And I did try those on. They're just too high. I just can't do it. It's like they were heavy, they were high. Where am I going to wear these? Are they worth just getting to look at? All that kind of stuff. And I didn't get them. These are gorgeous. There is something about not much of your toe comes out past this little thingy here. It looks boho. This looks luxe. I love that it has this big wedge heel, but they're not completely, they still have a little bit of a heel accent. It keeps them from looking so blocky and so, you know what I mean, so heavy and just gorgeous in every way. When I put these on, magic moment all the way. Now these, I only took a 38.5. So if you're a size 8, get 38.5. Then when I was checking out, I saw these. These remind me of, remember the Gucci ones I have that are black, and I have worn them to death. They almost need to be resold in the front. I've worn them so much. But these, the reason I liked them, of course, is because they're really pretty, flat, very wearable. They would look good with dresses. They would look good with jeans, pants, shorts. I loved all the studs. I love the color, that they're not stark white. They're kind of like a creamy pebbled white. And this is what got me, is that little gold Valentino. So that mix of the gold and silver, and they looked really, really pretty on. And I just love them. They're just so pretty. Very, very luxe boho. Then there wasn't a lot of this was the last one they had. Now they do have these bags. They have a tote that I really like too. And then they have these in different designs, and not all of them have gold on it. it was important to me to have gold on it too. So you can see that it's the mix of the gold and the silver. And this, I remember, here's the front of it. It has the little Valentino symbol. I remember when I saw, who was it? It wasn't Rihanna. There was somebody I saw, was it Bella Hadid? Somebody when this collection first came out, and I thought, I would love that bag. Oh, it is just, it's fabulous. It is fabulous. You guys know how much I love fringe. I love this tan suede, and it is just so perfect for this look. When I put it on, even with that long black dress, it looked perfect. And I love the way it just melts to your body. I just love it, love it. Remember that bag I got from Below the Belt a long time ago that had all the fringe? Let's see. So it's very simple, but it did come with like some extra studs in case any of them fall off. But yeah, just very simple, like inside, but I love it. Okay, so here's my water I was drinking there. There's the bag charms. There's the mannequins. I loved all the dog walkers. They were out. So this is a Great Dane and some kind of little mix. Okay, then I went in Chloe and I tried on those shoes. I tried on the ones that were pink, clear, and they were just too heavy. Look at this beach towel and pillow. I love it. I might need that beach towel. And then I'll show you what I got in Chloe. I haven't even opened it since I got home, but I have been wanting one of these, oh, pretty box, for a while. And I picked out, it's hard to pick out which one you want, but I got this one. Okay, here it goes. So I love necklaces that just kind of go over. It is still tangled a little bit. Go over like that. I wouldn't wear it with this, but like with even like, I was thinking the easiest way you could do or just step your toe into this look a little bit is just with white jeans like I have on today. These are the frame ones, a white t-shirt, a cool necklace, and sandals. Okay, so here it is. So see how it has like the seashells and the pearls, and then that's a seashell. And then it does have an extender. I think I would want it extended out all the way like that. But isn't that pretty? So that was, I looked at those last time I was there, or I think I went in to look at them and the girl was like kind of rude to me and didn't want to help me. Okay, so that's when the guy told me about Claudia Schiffer being there. And then I always see this store and it's, let me get them so I can remember the name. Okay, here it is, Camper. Okay, if you are old school, OG, Lisa D1, do you remember those pumps that I got that were campers? And it was this lady, she was checking out at Victoria's Secret. I saw her shoes and I was like, oh my God, I love them. They were kind of like sporty and comfortable looking, but they were pumps. And she was from Germany and they were campers. And I ordered them online and I ordered them too small. And so I had to end up getting rid of them. But every time I see the camper store in Soho, I always think I should go in there and just see what they have. Well, that day I went in and I ended up getting these. And I wore them yesterday and they look crazy. And if they look crazy, you're going to really think these look crazy. I had to have these red ones too. But they are so comfortable. And what the guy did, they come with two different insteps or like footbeds. This is the thinner one, and then this is the thicker one. I might put the thinner one back in because I noticed this little strap was a little snug, but they remind me of like Balenciaga and Crocs or something like that. And when you have them on, they're very pretty. And they're like they're light and they're made of all of that good shock absorbent. Anybody that's familiar with camper shoes, you know what they are. They're made for comfort. So if I don't end up liking them, it's not that big of a deal, but I wanted to try them because if they're really fabulous, this is a good thing to have for, traveling and being able to walk around and just a good everyday shoe that's cool looking. Okay, the music was jamming in that store too. Okay, then I went down to Coach in Soho because I wanted to get my mom a few things there. And I saw this bag, so tempted to get it. The Empire bag in the small east-west, or did they say east-west or west-east? I don't know how they say that now, but I love that. I had to hold myself back from getting these bags, but I didn't get anything. And then look at this little dog. She said it was half Corgi, half Shih Tzu, but there's some kind of terrier in that dog. He was so cute, or she was so cute. Here are all my bags in the Uber, headed back to the hotel, and I had an appointment at Bergdorf at 1. They were going to treat me for lunch. So I went back to the hotel. It's 1:42. It's 70 degrees and sunny. I mean, is that not the best? I look over, I'm waiting for my Uber again to head out to Bergdorf, and I noticed every time we were waiting for an Uber, all I could smell was marijuana. Like, I mean, it was just like I was standing there smoking something. And I was like, where is it coming from? It was coming from in here. When you went in here, everyone was sitting around on little benches getting high. And so when you were outside of that little garden, you just got it. And I was like, that's why they put the merry-go-round in there. I don't know. So here's a flower market I passed. And here I am in the restaurant eating. Oh my gosh, you guys, it was the best. I told them that was the best meal I have ever had in New York. It was a Wagyu steak with grilled shrimp on the side. And then we will leave off here and I will do a Bergdorf unboxing with you. It's going to be some clothes. It's going to be lots of shoes and a bag. So thank you so much for being here. Let's see, do I have anything? Spanish pink, Chanel nude brown lip. I was kind of doing the Claudia Schiffer look. Third day hair. Gotta love it. My ring. Thank you to Ideal Diamonds for sponsoring this video. I love these. I hope they're still available. And love you guys. Happy Mother's Day. And I will see you ASAP as soon as I get that package. Bye.